I don't disagree with you, but you could see how quickly they grabbed it yesterday. I mean, the PM was like a drowning man grabbing a rope, you know, getting out there with his draft code of conduct, desperately trying to look like he's got something to do with this decision by the ACCC. But this is really old legislation. So you don't think he's going to get any political kudos here?
I don't think so, no. I think people are just basically saying everything is up. Okay, you're tackling $3.50 to $3 Oreos. It's getting too late for some of us, you know. Everything's already risen. Even if inflation is arrested, it's never going to be nearly as cheap as it was, even though it wasn't cheap. And I think this is the biggest dilemma for the government. And you see the cost of living relief. They've done tax cuts. They reform them at the lower end. They've got electricity bill relief and their primary vote's at 31. It's going down. So massive problems. And then if they wait till May, which it looks like they'll have to, because that's when they've got to give themselves the biggest chance for 1 or 2 rate cuts, which could potentially save them into a minority government situation. Then you have to produce a budget. And how's that budget going to look? You're going to have revenues down because the iron ore price will be down. That's right. And you're going to have people reporting again that you're spending too much. And if you spend again to try and win the election, that will be the narrative. Oh, look, they're mismanaging the economy. Maybe that won't create a rate cut. They've got a real bind with this situation, the WA election, when they say a budget will be, what the Reserve Bank's going to do, and when the election has to be. And, wow, it's going to be a fascinating first couple of months of the year, that's for sure. But at the moment, it's another grim day. It's another grim day for the government. Just when tomorrow, I was thinking they might have a bit of good news, the Reserve Bank has basically rained on their parade. Absolutely rained on their parade, Peter, because they're saying even if you get a good inflation figure tomorrow, it's a fake one.
As I discussed last night with Kos Samaras, I'm sure you're looking at this in the same way as well. You can see how much trouble they're in, but they don't seem to be arresting the slide. They don't seem to be doing or trying to do anything differently. It's like they're looking for a different result from the same modus operandi. I don't get a sense that they're taking this urgently, that they're resetting in any way. It was the same old shuffle of heads when they had the reshuffle. Yes, they took Andrew Giles out of immigration, but they've still kept him on. And I think they've gone into difficulty with immigration because those numbers are still very high, as you know, in a population sense. I mean, that's also damaging for them because they're not coming down. And these are the things, this is, you know, housing prices, rates, population, really hard to turn that ship around in a matter of months.
It is, and so we had Jim Chalmers on Sunday Agenda admit that they're not going to meet their net migration target. I think that was kind of from the figures last week, we knew that was coming. But he's saying, oh, well, it's because not enough people are leaving. We have arrested those coming in. But how does that wash? I mean, it does feel like there's a lot going on in terms of they are working hard. There is a lot of activity. There is a lot of announcements. This is what they criticised Scott Morrison for, by the way. You've got to feed the beast, which is the 24/7 news cycle, which is us. But if you have 100 announcements and none of them cut through, what good is it? You know, at some point or other, and I'll keep coming on every week and I sound like a broken record, the PM's going to have to take a risk or outline a vision that's different to where we're at the moment. Because right now, he's not having any impact at all. And he's just trying to arrest a slide. That's all they've got at the moment. He's just having their feet on the brakes.
I think he's also lost a lot of goodwill with his colleagues or trust in his political machinations ability because, you know, he said to them for months and months and months over The Voice, you know, trust me in the caucus. I got it all under control. I got a handle on this. It's going to turn around. And, of course, it never did. He lost his mojo. They wasted a year. So I think they're looking at him thinking, I don't know that this captain knows how to steer the ship. It feels a bit like the Titanic.